Hello there, this is Stacy with Dance Studio Breakthrough. In today's video, we're going to talk about domain names, specifically a dance studio's website address, which is also known as a domain name. And it's fully possible that you have a dance studio website and are not sure when your domain name expires. If your domain name expires, your website goes down. Simple as that. So it's a super important thing to know. And it's often common, I should just say it's common for dance studio owners to actually not even be sure who controls or maintains their domain name. This is often the case if they used a website design company or agency to create their website. If they just used a website designer or developer that they know to design their studio's website, or even sometimes if like a web design service was built, they may not know who secured the domain, and so who has control over it. So those are all good things to know. I mean, ideally, you purchased or secured your own domain name, and you know right where that username and password is, and you know when your domain expires, and you're just super keeping on top of it all. But in this day and age, it's hard to keep on top of all of the different things. So anyhow, I'm here to show you how to get some information so that you can have that on hand when needed. So let me go to a screen share. And we're going to start off by doing a search for Whois. Whois is a database that gives information about domains. It gives information such as when and where the domain was secured. In other words, through which domain registrar, which is any company that sells domain names, as well as information about the expiration date, and often who the people or companies maintaining the site are. So the owner of the domain, the administrator of the domain, and that type of thing. Now, a caveat is that you can purchase privacy for your domain. And so in this day and age, so many domain names have purchased this privacy option. And so in that instance, Whois will use like a forwarding address or proxy domain and contact information. So you can't always get good information about your domain or anyone else's domain, but it's a great place to start. And normally you can at least discover when the expiration date of your domain is. Yeah, so that if you are contacted by a person or company and they say your domain expires next week, and so make sure you have to give us money so that we can renew it, otherwise your dance studio's website will go down. I mean, this is one of the most common spam emails to receive. Even sometimes you'll get a letter in the mail that says that kind of thing, and they're all very effective scare tactics, because of course we don't want our websites to go down. But if they're saying that your domain name expires next week, even if you're not quite sure who controls your domain name, you can at least quickly look up to see when your domain or your website address actually does expire. And if it doesn't expire for another 18 months, then you are quite sure just right away that who's contacting you is a spammer. Okay, so we're going to go to Whois. Whois lookup, and there are a number of different sites that will give you this information. And so when you scroll down, these are all sites that will give. This one here, ICANN, is a really popular one. Whois.com, you can do that, or you can go to a domain registrar like GoDaddy. So here's GoDaddy's site, and this is the Whois page, Whois domain lookup on GoDaddy's website. So now you would just type in your website address, and you do need to make sure to put the what's it called? The last three letters. Is it a .com? Is it a .edu? Is it a .dance? well, then you need to make sure to put that as well, because you'll get different information for this address than you would for this address, for example. Most of you probably have .coms. So let's go ahead and search this website address. Let's say that you're the owner of this studio and this is what, you're trying to figure out who controls your domain. These are the things we can discover from this particular one. So let's see. Okay, it's saying that the registrar is Namecheap. Namecheap is a very popular domain registrar, such as GoDaddy is another one. So whoever it was registered the name through Namecheap. Now, if you are a studio owner, you're seeing this about your studio and you feel like you secured your own domain name, this is great information because now you can look up Namecheap, do a search in your emails if you don't have the information right at hand already, and then hopefully you can see the email they sent you when you signed up with username and password information and all that good stuff. So this is great. This is the date of creation. So this is when it was first secured in 2020. And then this is the date it was last updated. So in March of 2023, in fact, just 2 weeks ago, they updated it and they secured it through September of 2024. So that is when the domain name expires. So say that this is your studio and you just got a frantic email and it's from something called Namecheap and they're saying, you haven't seen our emails, I guess, because you haven't renewed your domain name. It expires next week. And it's like currently September 20th. Well, doing this search tells you, oh yes, that is the name of my company. And it does expire in 4 days. So I'm thinking this might be legit. In that instance, I would still not click on any link within the email that you received. Instead, I would suggest opening up a fresh browser and typing in, going to namecheap.com or do a search to make sure that you're going to the actual company's website. And from there, go ahead and log in and renew your domain name. It's just a way to not take any chances. Because again, spammers are stinkers and constantly trying to get us. So anyhow, so that's the information that you can glean from something like this. These here are the name servers, and this is what I was mentioning earlier. This refers to your hosting. So I can tell from this that this particular studio owner, of which I'm not affiliated with, I just thought of a studio name, they are using Wix as probably they designed their website on using Wix because this hosting name server is referencing Wix within it. So in fact, this stands for domain name server. So, so that can give you a little bit of information as well. Okay. Okay, so I figure I will do one more just to see what other information we can glean. So if I type in adagiodancestudio.com, click search, again, this is at the Whois domain lookup. Okay, so let's see what we can find out here. So the registrar for this website address is GoDaddy, as you can see here. It was created in August of 2009, last updated in August of 2022, and it is set to expire August of 2023. So it seems like this studio is renewing their domain name yearly, would be my guess. So the registrar is GoDaddy, and this is the area where it used to be really easy to find information on who actually registered the name, who the admin was for the name, who the owner was for the name. You would see that information here, registrant and admin. But this is a good example of someone who's used a privacy option. So, I mean, it's great. You don't want people to be able to transfer or basically do anything with your domain name. So this is good here to see that all of this is prohibited. This information here is actually the address for GoDaddy, GoDaddy's company. And here you have domains by proxy. So they're just not interested in giving any information out to the general public, and who can blame them? Down here, you see the name server, which again is referencing who is hosting the Dance Studio website. And so that can be of interest or benefit if you're trying to figure out, who's maintaining all aspects of your site. So I hope that this has been helpful. And good luck if you are needing to figure out who's maintaining your studio's domain. I hope that this helps you figure that out, and so you can keep it renewed and online. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.